Hello, fellow Star Stuff. Hello, happy Friday. We are back with some more of the usual, which is Never 7, the end of infinity. Um, anything I need to say beforehand? Not really, to be honest. Not really. I decided that I was going to play the Yuka Cure Route. I decided on it. I guess we're gonna do that. We'll see what happens. I seem to be I keep saying this, like, I'm not gonna do the bad ends ever again. They're just not that interested in, and then I just like keep doing them. So, you know, maybe I'm 100%ing the game at this point. I don't know. But I want to check back in again because to me, what has to be happening is that time looping and time traveling is real, and that it almost feels like that part of the game and every route that we've done up until this point, and then with the exception of the IZUMI Cure Route and the regular IZUMI route, are like two separate games. That's what it almost feels like to me. However, what has to be happening is that the game starts April 1st, but it's not actually April 1st. All of these routes, it's not actually April 1st. It has to be, I guess, April 8th or April 7th, whatever we decided. It has to be that instead. So everyone's in on the joke of pranking us, I guess. But then it turns out like, oh no, time travel is actually real, and then that becomes a whole issue. I'm not entirely sure about that. I don't know if it's actually April 1st or if it's April 8th. That's the one thing I'm kind of confused about. So I'm hoping to go back to Yuka Cure Route and try and figure out what were we doing? What was happening with that? Otherwise, though, I think that's about it. Let's go ahead and get the good end for the regular IZUMI route after whatever happened last time. Alright. So, that's gonna be over here. So all the choices, I think, are pretty much just stay loyal. Stay very, very loyal to IZUMI. That's all you have to do. Alright. I can't betray Izumi. Actually, you know what? Self-defense. No. I can't betray Izumi-san. Izumi-san. In a strained voice with my fist clenched tightly, I reply. Sorry, I can't. Haruka's expression clouds in an instant. It is wild to me that all the girls kind of agreed to do this. I was talking about like first kiss and like whatever, but like even if it wasn't a first kiss, that's not really important. The important thing is just like the idea that like everyone felt comfortable enough to do it, like Lamayo for the Vine, for the memes, which is insane to me. I mean, it wouldn't be me. I'm pretty sure some characters just feel like out of character doing this, but you know what? It's fine. Haruka's expression clouds in an instant. So is the joke still going on, I guess? It's not like I dislike you or anything. It's just, well, I don't think we're in a position to do something like that. I'm panicking. It's like I'm desperately making excuses. Perhaps somewhere in my racing heart, I feel a sense of guilt.
So,
I see. Haruka mutters disappointedly. Sorry. I apologize again, while thinking that Haruka deserves someone more suitable than me. Do you like sea roaches, Makoto? Not really. And then she starts feeding them to me. All the girls kind of quote-unquote got retribution whenever you reject them, so there's like she starts feeding them to me. It's like, no. I like them. Haruka acts as if nothing had happened, as if she had returned to her usual self. It feels like she's forcing it, though. I find it quite challenging to be around Haruka in her current state. This is very similar dialogue to when we rejected Saki, to be honest. Then I have another favor to ask. Huh? Haruka's request. It happens to be catch a lot of sea roaches in a plastic bag, because I'm going to grill them up later. I'm going to grill them up and eat them. I feel a dizzying sensation come over me. Oh, okay. All right, then that was it. I guess we're gonna skip through all of this. This is all gonna be the same. They're all gonna try and tempt me. In which case, the joke, quote unquote joke, is still on. It's still on. That was still Kurumi's idea. Why did she think to do that? I mean, I really like Kurumi. I think she's fucking insane. I think she's crazy, and I like her for it. But like, story context wise, like in the grander scheme of things, why did she think to do that? When Haruka asked me for a kiss, I managed to stop myself. I haven't done anything to betray Izumi-san. I haven't? Really? I remember my heart was really racing back then. That's a fact. That must mean deep down, I must have wanted to kiss Haruka. That must mean deep down, I just wanted to kiss her. This must be what emotional cheating is, huh? I don't think so. You were put in an uncomfortable situation. There were a lot of different factors, and in the end, you said no because you have a girl that you love. But okay, okay, don't worry about it, Makoto. That one ending where he just kind of like pisses off and leaves as well is very. I mean, it's very, very weird. Izumi-san is so important to me, just so important. And we can skip through this as well because we've already done this. So you only kiss. You're on the Izumi route, and I think the idea is you only kiss one of the girls, is what I'm getting from it. So it doesn't necessarily have to be Haruka. It could be like I just kiss Yuka or something, and then and then Makoto will like be like, I have to leave. I have to leave forever. I'm never going to be in her life ever again. Essentially. I can't believe that Okiko was just that stupid. That's the biggest plot twist, honestly, of this whole entire game. I kind of really sad to see it. Think strongly, oh Izumi-san. Yay! And then she slaps the shit out of me. Ah, fuck. Ow. Alright, cool. And then we continue forward. And I'm guessing we're gonna kiss in the rain again, and that's gonna be like the regular ending. That's my thought. Oh, okay. You look at all these cool memories of her dying? That didn't happen. that didn't happen, I'm pretty sure. The answer to the question you asked me under the starry sky. I want to give it to you now. Right, here and now. I love you too, Izumi-san. Oh, that's very good. And I know that you didn't kiss all the other girls when they tried to tempt you. You know, Kurumi had this weird, crazy plot. I'm glad that you love me, truly and only me. Wait, what? Confess your feelings at the cape of affection, and consummate them at the inlet of love. You remember. Izumi-san doesn't wait for my response. She suddenly throws the umbrella aside. So is everyone else just watching this, or or did they just kind of like go home? Because like, hey, you didn't kiss me, whatever. And presses her lips to mine. Izumi-san, the goddess's soft kiss. I was able to confess my feelings to her here and now. Yay! Oh, all right, yay! It is. I really want to question the people that wrote the guide. It's not like I like heavily disagree with it. Like genuinely, just genuine curiousness. Not any like ill intent or anything. Just like why do you prefer to do the IZUMI Cure route rather than first rather than the Izumi route first? I think the idea behind it is that like the whole cure syndrome thing comes as a big shock if you decide to do it that way. Because this one starts off and it's like, hey, this one starts off essentially and it's like, hey, we're lying to you, and she kind of just reveals that. So it kind of spoils some things about the cure route. But I mean, again, I still, I don't know. Maybe it's just me being Okiko coded, but I still would have freaking believed it. And I've been like, yeah, sure, whatever. All right, cool. So the bell didn't show up at all. That had nothing to do with anything. And then, what was the other one? What was the other thing that happened? I'm trying to remember. There was one thing. Oh yeah, I was like, the whole subplot of Okiko apparently bribing Izumi didn't come back up at all. Honestly, she could have made that up. She could have made that up. That it didn't have to happen at all. I don't know what to believe, honestly. I called her Mizumi in the title, and to be fair, I don't think that she's... Well, I don't actually know. Hold on. Hold on. IZUMI Route, good end. I mean, I like IZUMI more than Yuka and Saki as a character. But yeah, I guess you could say she's literally right in the middle. I like Kurumi and Haruka more. So literally, like quite literally Mizumi. Yeah, I don't know. Like if I were just playing this as like a regular romance game, I would I feel like IZUMI would be the like usual first character that I would go for, someone more mature, but to be honest, there's a lot of science fiction elements, I guess, that sort of drag her down, or like story heavy plot wise things that sort of drag her down for me, so I don't I kind of end up regretting my choice, to be honest. It kind of reminds me similarly of Mitsuru from Persona 3. Not to get into any spoilers, but Mitsuru is a big focus, I guess, like story wise of the game, and so it's like I like Mitsuru, but then the main story is just she does things in the main story. I'm like, well, you know, yeah, you didn't have to. It's kind of that feeling, at least for me. So yeah, that was the IZUMI route. It was all right. It was all right. I feel like we reached a peak really with the Cure route, and then coming down from that made that feel completely pointless and just like whatever. I don't care. So that's kind of my review for it, unfortunately. But again, the Cure route was fun. I still had fun with the Cure route. So let's load, and we're gonna go back finally to the friggin' where is it? Yuka Cure Route. Okay, I think it was this one. Yeah. I have no clue what was happening last time. I don't remember. We went back in time, and Yuka was basically trying to figure things out in her head and talking to Makoto about it. I don't know what was happening. We'll figure it out as we go along. Let's load. Besides, didn't you pick it up at night, Makoto? Things look quite differently during the day. As I'm about to say this, something sparkles in the wet sand. It's a sharp, cold light. Huh? In a trance, I make my way toward the source of light. I bend down and pick up the light. And there's the bell. ... I found it. I found it. I found it! You found it? You found the bell? Here it is, look. I show it to Makoto, pinching it with my fingertips. A metal surface emitting a cold light. A faded crimson string. It's undoubtedly that bell. Because, I mean, the reason why the IZUMI Cure route kind of caught me so off guard is because Yuka didn't mention anything about like, oh hey, like we were in an experiment or something like that. I don't think so. It's been a while. Again, it's been months. I could have forgotten, but I don't think she ever alluded to it. She might do so at the very end of this. I'm very curious. But we have to be like, time travel has to be real. Some of those people definitely died. Saki like definitely died. She definitely jumped off a cliff, and that's super duper dead. Kurumi definitely got like impaled like when the shrine collapsed. So most definitely, some of them definitely died. It has to be real on some account. As the bell sways in the wind, it makes a clear sound. See? This is it. This is it. There it is. Makoto excitedly snatches the bell from my hand. All right, our first lifeline. Makoto holds out the bell. The sparkling sunset dances upon it. I don't mind that you're happy, but... Huh? Don't you have anything nice to say, like nice one or thanks? Thanks, Yuka. That was fast. Makoto's smile is powerfully radiant. It's dazzling. So you... Huh? Makoto takes my hand, placing the bell into my palm. Makoto, you found this bell, so it's yours. But besides, I told you before, right? Men are supposed to protect women. It's been that way since ancient times. I forgot about your whole storyline and the things we said to you at the very beginning. Makoto rubs under his nose with his fingertip as he speaks. That line he'd used on me under the starry sky. I don't really get it, but I decided to take the bell. Alright, now let's go find the second one. Makoto raises a chair and starts searching for the second bell. Watching him, I softly whisper, "You really are kind. That's one thing about you two that's exactly the same." I really forgot. I really forgot. Oh, yeah, the guy who died in the fire. And I thought we might have been like, Makoto might have been like a clone of him. That would have been crazy. I don't think that's the direction the story is going. I don't think that anymore, but still, would have been a neat twist. In the end, no matter how much we search, we can't find the second bell. Probably still at sea. It won't wash ashore until the third. Although it feels weird, we have no choice but to temporarily suspend the search. As the western sky turns a beautiful crimson, we reunite with the Okiko and Haruka. Following Okiko-kun's invitation, we head towards Luna Beach. There's no reason for us to avoid Luna Beach. Besides, if we don't go now, we'll never get the chance to meet Kurumi-chan and Izumi-san. Thinking about it that way, it just feels so lonely. I mean, also Saki-chan? Saki? Remember her? Those 6 days. There were plenty of enjoyable moments. If this is the day I think it is, it might be a different day. No, it's the first. It is the first. Who cares about her, I guess. Each day is a precious memory that I don't want to lose. Although there were some problems, there must be reasons for those problems. And we, for the most part, know those reasons. So, turn all the bad history into good history. Makoto and I agree on this. In the cafe, we quickly warm up to each other. We start introducing ourselves. Just then, the door flies open. There we go. I don't need to turn around. I know exactly who it is. "Excuse me, I'm Asakura to pick the manager." Saki, could you be Saki Asakura from middle school? Once we recognize each other, we start talking excitedly. I pretend to be surprised by the chance encounter. And as planned, Saki forgets about the pizza incident, engrossed in conversation with me. Of course, how about you, Yuka? What brought you to this island? You're not living here, are you? No, we're staying in the lodge up the hill for our university seminar retreat. Huh? Wait, that's really close to our villa. I was trying to brush by the pizza incident, but... By the way... Why did you come here again? With that casual question, my plan falls apart. There's no malice in Izumi-san's words, though. There we go. There we go. That one sprite. I don't understand. And so, Saki starts confronting Izumi-san about the pizza incident. And then... I did deliver it. I delivered it to Asakura-san. I definitely delivered it to Asakura-san. Kurumi points straight to Haruka. Oh yeah, Haruka gets blamed this time. Oops. Now what the hell does this mean? I was hungry. That's what it means. The tragedy from the previous third flashes through my mind. When Saki aggressively approaches Haruka, someone intervenes between the two. Hey, stop it. It's Makoto. What did you say? We apologize for taking the pizza without notice. Sorry, Saki. I'm trying to see if it's a case of like Yuka being an unreliable narrator in the idea of like we're time traveling. I think we are time traveling, but it's like we're replaying all the same events, but we're time traveling to April 8th, if that makes sense. But if that were the case, then Kurumi should just like leave at some point. She should be gone. And that wasn't the case previously in the Kurumi route. She was there the whole time. And I mean, feelings can change, and like maybe she decided to skip school, but we were so adamant about her going to school that I can't imagine that being the case. I think it's just well and truly some regular time travel. But you know, if you were that upset, why didn't you contact the cafe sooner? What the? Acting like you know what's what. This is why I don't talk to lowlives like you, to poor people like you. Anyway, can you step aside? I want to talk to her, not you. No, I can't. What the? Trying to act cool in front of a girl? Man, they're all the same. Look at you. You've gone silent. So step aside, would you? Makoto falls silent. Unable to watch any longer, I take a step forward to support Makoto. But then... Saki, you haven't changed at all. Huh? Saki is bewildered by Makoto's unexpected words. Everyone else is confused as well. You're so stubborn. Always have to have your way. I knew a girl like that. Relax a bit, would you? This exhausting way of life doesn't suit you. It didn't suit that girl, and doesn't suit you either, Saki. Are we talking about the past her from a week ago? I mean, things kind of fell apart towards the end, so I guess that makes sense to say something like that, but also kind of wild. Okay. Saki stares at Makoto. Is she trying to figure out what he really means? This feels strange. I mean, we just met 5 minutes ago. Surely we can't solve all of her problems. Very strange. I feel like I've seen this before. Are they playing the Cure Route on Yuka? Instead of Makoto? No. I don't think so. No. No. Conversation comes to a halt in the quiet cafe. The only sound that could be heard is the gentle music playing from the jukebox. Hey, everyone. Izumi-san speaks and breaks the tense silence. Everyone's gaze turns to her. Tonight? Why don't we all have dinner together? What did she say? For a moment, the air seems to freeze. Everyone seems unsure how to react to Izumi-san's out-of-place cheerful tone and her surprising invitation.
But big sis, what the heck are you saying?
Well, Yuka-chan and Saki-chan have finally reunited. We have to celebrate. I also want to apologize for the pizza.
But still...
Besides, haven't I always said? People get irritated when they're hungry. You've never once said this. I mean, I might be wrong about that, but you've also never once said this. Who are you, Izumi? We've spent like four or five routes with you, technically speaking. Thank you so much, Black Blue, for the hydrate and stretch. I'm actually out of water, so I will do the hydrate after first break. But I will stretch. All right. Thank you again. Howdy is the never sevening. It sure is sevening. We got the regular Izumi-san good end. It was pretty basic. It just kind of came and went, and that was it. And now I am doing I'm going back to the Yuka Cure Route that I started months ago. So we're playing the game from Yuka's perspective right now. Yeah. Thanks to Izumi-san's clever mediation, the tense atmosphere dissipates in an instant. In the end, we decide to accept her invitation and have dinner with them. By the way, Izumi-san, what's on the menu? Let's see. Let's go with paella and Italian salad, along with some pumpkin soup. I continue to glare at Makoto, trying not to say anything unnecessary, of course. But the fact the restaurant is out of rice is an unavoidable reality. We have to go shopping. Then why don't I go buy some? And then... I'll go too. What? Saki says as she stands up. What? Huh? Everyone turns towards Saki. Okay, we're... in the Yuka Cure Route, you play as bystander Yuka on Saki's route, essentially. That's how that goes. Everyone turns towards Saki. Both Makoto and I stare at Saki in disbelief. Then she gives us a faint, almost mocking smile. What's the matter? Is there a problem? No, none. Then good, let's go. Oh, okay. Saki grabs Makoto's arm, pulling him towards the exit. Makoto looks puzzled. I also tilt my head in confusion. Just as they walk out of the door, Saki's and my eyes meet for a moment. Her gaze is intense. An unpleasant feeling promptly wells up in my chest. I don't quite get why, but I feel uneasy. I feel uneasy too. What's happening? Um. mm, Now this is interesting. Why is Saki the focus? I said this just like 5 minutes before you showed up, I think. As like a passing comment of like maybe this route is, instead of everyone tricking Makoto into thinking that Cure syndrome is real and he has time travel powers, maybe this is the route where instead of Makoto they choose Yuka for whatever reason. Or both Yuka and Makoto. It could be possible. I'm thinking maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe, possibly. Because, I mean, Yuka and Saki are friends, but they're not really friends. As we learned from the Saki route, they actually have some beef that they have not sorted out. So maybe that's part of it. They've been gone for more than 40 minutes. Izumi-san and Kurumi-chan are in the kitchen preparing the food. Haruka's sitting in a corner seat, and next to her, Okiko is busy talking away. Waiting for the two to return, I gaze at the darkening scenery outside. They're late. They're taking way too long. They went to the shopping district by bicycle. Even a round trip should only take about a half hour. Could something have happened on the way? The expression on Saki's face just before they left comes to mind. I've never seen Saki with such an expression before. I mean, it's been like 5 years since you've seen her, right? It's been a little bit. The sun's setting rapidly. As if a candle were slowly burning out, the western sky changes from crimson to purple. 6:36 p.m. About 10 minutes later, Makoto and Saki return. Makoto's giving Saki a piggyback ride. Both of them seem to be injured. Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay. I mean, both of them seem to be injured, but I don't think you could fake this. Okay. I immediately rush to them with Izumi-san. Okay. Okay, happy music now. Enough. Put me down already. Shut up. You're injured, so don't talk. You're injured too. As they approach, we overhear their conversation. When Makoto sees us coming, he finally puts Saki down along with the shopping bags. Makoto was carrying Saki on his back, and the bags hanging from both elbows were almost bursting at the seams. He squats down, exhausted. Dang, okay. That is buff Makoto, I guess, in this route. Apparently, on their way back, they had quite a spectacular fall off the bike. Saki injured her leg during the fall, so Makoto had to carry her on his back. My arms are gonna fall off. Aren't you rude? I'm not that heavy. That's not what I mean. I wasn't talking about you, Saki. I was carrying you on my back. The two seemed close in a way. Sorry, Izumi-san. I left the bicycle where we crashed it. That's fine. I'll go get it later. Those are some terrible scratches. We've got to clean them up. Nah, I'll be good. Take care of Saki first. I'll be fine going second. Boy, aren't you just so cooperative? Now. I size up the abandoned shopping bags and Saki and... and I make a choice, apparently. Oops, hold on. I was not expecting a choice here. Let me go... This is the IZUMI route. Let's go up to the Yuka Cure Route. I size up the abandoned shopping bags and Saki and carry Saki. Not carry the bags, we carry Saki specifically. Why? Why? Okay, whatever you say. Whatever you say. Carry Saki. Can Yuka even carry Saki? I didn't think she was that strong. Apparently so. You never doubt buff Yuka, I guess. It's just super strong. I move towards Saki. For now, Saki, let's go inside. Can you walk? I think it's more like just like putting her arm over her shoulder. But the way that it's written is kind of like Princess Carrie here is like, I'm just gonna pick you up with one arm. It's kind of funny. Supporting Saki on my shoulder, we head inside. Yeah, exactly. Saki follows, dragging one foot. But as soon as we enter the cafe, she quickly moves away from me. Saki? I'm fine now. She quickly walks towards the terrace. Yuka-chan, can you put this over there? Izumi-san, who's come in with Makoto, points to the corner rice bin and hands me the shopping bags. Yeah, it seems like it's specifically based on the bad blood that they have. I nod and take the bags. Thud. These are heavy. I grimace because they are much heavier than I expected. Makoto gave Saki a piggyback ride while carrying these? I know. never skips gym day, apparently. While struggling with the bags of rice, I glance at the terrace. Makoto and Saki are about to receive first aid from Izumi-san. Saki says something and Makoto laughs. Huh? Huh? For some reason, my chest feels so tight. If we get some, like, follow-through towards... I mean, technically, we heard about the bad beef that Yuka and Saki had in middle school, right? The whole thing with the art project and whatever. And we did get all the answers to it. If we got some, like, emotional resolution to it, that would be super cool and super neat, I think. But I also don't feel... I mean, it would be cool. I'd be down for it. I also don't feel like we necessarily need to. Like, I'm not expecting that of the game, per se. I think it's just like a normal... I think it's just like a normal jealousy, but it's also just kind of like... Things are... Why did Makoto say that? Why did Makoto, you know, have to be, like, so nice to her and, like, what's going on? Like, I don't know. Is this like the route where you're the girl not chosen? POV, you're losing the romance route and you're just kind of like a bystander now. It's like, oh, okay, I guess I'm slowly turning into an NPC and that's just the whole route. Maybe. If I remember correctly, didn't Yuka call Saki a liar when they were kids? Yes, I think so. Yeah, because it was kind of like the whole class. But essentially it was kind of like, why did you do that, Saki? Why did you destroy the painting that Yuka did, I think. And she didn't do that, but she also didn't, you know, she didn't know how to defend herself, I guess, at the time. So that was part of it. Izumi-san's dinner is ready a bit later than last time. Paella, pumpkin soup, and Italian salad. Everything is so delicious. I enthusiastically stuffed myself with food, forgetting my previous negativity. Since I only had a slice of pizza for lunch, I was famished. By the time I'd eaten my fill, the tightness in my chest had completely disappeared. After dinner, we head to the heated pool. I heard Izumi-san accidentally fell into the pool last time, and Makoto doesn't try to intervene this time. Good history should remain unchanged. Is this good history that she falls into the pool? Okay. Yeah, Yuka didn't believe her. Right, exactly. So that might be coming up here as well. This, too, is a precious memory. We promised to go back to the pool tomorrow when we return to Luna Beach. We part ways with Izumi-san and Kurumi-chan. And then... Oh god, I was like, whose room is this? I don't know who this is. No. 11:34 p.m. Now I'm lying on my bed, exhausted. What an eventful day. As I stare blankly at the ceiling, I reflect on what happened. Today, I blacked out at the shrine, awakening to find myself in the lodge. Moreover, I seem to have time traveled. Then I hugged Makoto. I really cried hard, didn't I? Here, I finally feel a sense of shame. Makoto and I made a promise to escape from the infinite loop. To never approach that shrine no matter what happens. The shrine. I guess I still haven't told him why I went to the shrine, why I wanted to go to the past. But I thought that was okay. I thought it'd be better to forget about it. I touched the bell in my pocket as I did when I was heading to the shrine on the 6th. I feel its smooth metal surface with my fingertips. The bell which I could rely on any time for reassurance. The bell that Makoto gave me. I remember Makoto's smile, his words. His old-fashioned phrase has now turned into something that's deeply touched my heart. Speaking of changes, Saki's acting differently. Her actions are clearly different from last time. It would be wild if she was also going back in time with us as like the third person. That'd be there's like two gods going back in time over and over and over again. Or I guess 3 in this case. Somehow, Saki seems to be aware of Makoto. Makoto and Saki. I get that weird feeling in my chest again. What the heck is going on? Frustrated with this unpleasant feeling, I pull the blankets over my head. I try to stop thinking. However, with my vision blocked, I just end up thinking even more. I grow even more irritated. I'll just go to sleep, I think. If I do that, I can be freed from these difficult emotions. I close my eyes, eagerly waiting to fall asleep. Oh, that's right. I've got something that can help me sleep. Jumping... What was that sound? Jumping out of bed, I run to my bag in the corner of the room. I rummage through it. There should be a mini bottle hidden in here. If I just take a sip, I'll definitely feel drowsy. Is this plot relevant, or this is the first time we're ever hearing about this? Finally, I find the bottle I'm looking for. I pull it out excitedly. The bottle's empty. Why? Huh, that's right. Oh, okay, I was like, is it empty because you already drank it on the previous April 1st and this is actually April 8th and everyone's just lying to me? No. No. I will never trust another anime character ever again after this game. No. Okay. I drank it on the boat coming here to lift my spirits. To lift your spirits? Even though it's supposed to be sleep medicine? I sigh once and toss the bottle back into the bag. Shoulders drooping, I walk back to bed. Laying down, I close my eyes and begin to count sheep. 1 sheep, 2 sheep. While counting, I can't help but resent myself for resorting to such measures. 13 sheep, 14 sheep. I only keep counting to avoid thinking about anything else. 56 sheep, 57 sheep. Forgetting everything, eagerly awaiting for the moment to fall asleep. 196 sheep, 197 sheep. Yuka, you just give up. Drowsiness finally overtakes me. Okay, you have a lot more willpower than me. I give up after 100. It's like, I'm just not going to sleep. It's just not happening. I feel like I hear the chirping of birds coming from somewhere. Hundreds of thousands of sheep appear in my dream that night, bleating loudly. Alright, and then it's April 2nd, Tuesday. It would be wild if she found out they were lying to her because of her hidden booze stash. Oh, okay. It's not sleeping medicine, but it's instead like a little drink. It's a little alcohol. Okay. I mean, you can get alcohol from anywhere you go. Yeah, surely you can. You've spent like half this trip drunk. I know from experience. But okay, I see. As promised, the 6 of us go to the pool. Kurumi-chan doesn't come because of a headache. Which is what happens last time. But what if, consider the following, what if she were at school? Because this is actually the 9th. The sky is clear and blue, with spring sunlight gently pouring down. The breeze carries the scent of the sea. Everyone is enjoying themselves just like before. But only I am alone, feeling down. Right now, I'm sitting on a deck chair, letting the passing time carry me away. My head's foggy and my body feels sluggish. I gaze at the scene in front of me, feeling dreamy. There, innocent children are playing in the water. It's a truly peaceful scene. Yet, I let a sigh escape. It's as if a dark veil had fallen over my heart. It feels heavy and gloomy. Is it because I'm still frustrated from last night? Or is it just because I didn't get enough sleep? Maybe both. Either way, I undeniably feel gloomy. So I knock my knees together and stand up. Gotta change up the mood in times like these. First off, beer time. Alright, cool. I decide to head to the concession stand. Suddenly, I see someone swimming the crawl. It's Makoto. My gaze shifts from Makoto to where he's swimming. I don't notice myself change direction. 12:03 p.m. I still think this is a weird way to write time, but I think that's just how it is in this game. Having swam to the edge of the pool, Makoto peeks his face out of the water, giving a big exhale. And then, from the elevated edge of the pool, he notices me looking down at him. Here. I bend down, extending my right arm. Hey, thanks. Makoto takes my hand and places one foot on the pool side. Putting his weight on my hand, Makoto attempts to climb up with the momentum. Of course, I plan to pull him up, plan to let go. Nah, just drop him. Just drop his ass. He'll be fine. I'm guessing it's pull him up, right? Oh, plan to let go. No. no. Plan to let go. Okay. Plan to let go. And then yank Makoto's arm. Makoto pulls my arm with tremendous force. Okay. Double got him. It's just double got him. In an instant, the world turns upside down and I realize I'm submerged head first, looking absolutely ridiculous. As I surface, I see Makoto, who's somehow climbed out of the pool, laughing his butt off. I finally realize this is his doing. I can barely talk because of all the water that's up my nose. How'd you do that? My face contorted, I clamber onto the poolside. I can see right through you, Yuka. What are you talking about? You were gonna let go of me, right? Duh. That much was obvious. I just wanted to flee the scene. My shoulders slump. So, now we're even. Are we really, though? I didn't get to dunk you into the pool. Oh, are you talking about the first time, technically? Quote-unquote, the first time? We're not even. Huh? We're not even. We're not even at all. Anyway, even if I was thinking the same thing, I am the victim here and you are the aggressor. Oh. Then what can I do to have you forgive me? Aren't you the one being obvious? You gotta do the playful flirtatious mode. That is kind of Yuka's whole thing. Again, I missed so many of her scenes, but I feel like I was at least able to glean her personality from other routes at the very least, and it's very much just kind of like playfulness seems to be her vibe. Even though sometimes I don't get it. Just the way that the way specifically that the two of them banter together. But sure. Can't be helped then, huh? Alright. Makoto chuckles suddenly. Sure, I'll treat you to a drink. But anything other than alcohol. Nope, I'm the obvious one. Why not? Because. Aww. So I'll get you something. Just wait here. Makoto walks toward the concession stand. While gazing at him from behind, I suddenly realize that I don't feel gloomy at all anymore. Something off limits, eh? I've gotta have it too. Reaching that conclusion, I nod to myself. 1:33 p.m. Having finished lunch, I sit back in the deck chair, absent-mindedly watching the scenery in front of me. No, it's different from earlier. I've got a cup of beer in my hand, so you did get beer after all. Bubbles on my lips, I gulp it down. Boy, that feels great going down. A sense of exhilaration fills my whole body. Thanks to this, I managed to avoid thinking about anything unnecessary. So are we saying that the reason that Yuka's a drunk is because every other timeline? Well, no, she still drinks in her own route, if I'm remembering it correctly. But we're saying that she drinks because we're romancing all of the other girls and spending more time with them, and that makes her jealous. So she'd rather just spend that, like, her losing, quote-unquote, losing route. She'd rather just spend those routes being drunk. Is that what we're saying? The phrase alcohol is the best medicine comes to mind. Or maybe she just really likes alcohol. maybe that's it. The power of booze sure is wonderful. Yay. There is no better source of refreshment. Yuka, you're drinking again? Spotting me drinking, Makoto hurriedly runs towards me. Hi, Makoto-tan, how about you? Want some too? Want some? No way! How many times do I have to tell you? He snatches the beer from my hand. What are you doing? I rescue the captured beer. This is mine! Hey, Yuka. How many have you had? What? I'm asking you, how many beers have you had? 1, 2... I forgot. I forgot. You know, really, we really gotta talk to somebody about this, but it's fine. It's fine, whatever. No, I think she's just a drunkard. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm starting to believe as well. Gulp, gulp. Yuka, don't tell me you forget what happens. What happens to Saki? With that, Makoto snatches the cup away from me again. While restraining me, Makoto begins to explain things, his expression serious. Even though most of it is incomprehensible to my tipsy mind, I can grasp the words fishing and the nuance that going would be a major problem.
So good, so good. As long as we're doing fishing, it'll be fine, right?
Makoto still looks uneasy.
I said it's fine.
Okay then, I trust you. Makoto starts to hand me my cup. Makoto. There was another one, wasn't there? There was a Harika, as a different name typo, but Makoto is so funny to me.
Leave it to me.
And just then, hello, Izumi. Makoto-kun, Yuka-chan. Izumi approaches us from behind. Whoa! Makoto spills my beer over my head. What? You're horrible! Why did you do that? What are you two doing? Nothing. Izumi-san, when did you get here? Just now. Okay, whew. I just remembered. Oh, we're talking about future events. We don't want other people to hear that. Oh, I just remembered. Haruka wants to speak with me. Makoto says and suddenly walks away. Izumi-san's tilting her head in confusion, and I'm frowning with displeasure. Why did he do that? Seriously. I decide to take a shower. It's about 2 p.m. By the time I get back, the alcohol buzz has faded away. I'm now sitting on the deck chair alongside Izumi-san. I've got a cup of beer in my right hand and Izumi-san's sipping tea. The calm afternoon passes slowly, so slowly. Having tea on a hot day, like by the poolside, sounds... I don't know. It's like I don't know if I like the aura that it gives off or if that sounds insane. I can't decide. The calm afternoon passes slowly, so slowly. Izumi-san turns her head toward the slide at the edge of the pool. I follow suit. I see Makoto and Haruka sliding down together. So he's spending time with all of the girls here. As soon as they get out of the water, Haruka pulls Makoto's arm, trying to head back towards the stairs so they can go down again. And these are all things that we've seen on other routes. It seems they've gone down several times. How cute. I suppose. But it feels like Haruka's having Makoto tag along with her, doesn't it? Makoto looks exhausted as Haruka drags him along. Even from here, that's clear. No, I meant you two are cute. Yuka-chan and Makoto-kun. Huh? Love dub. My heart jumps a little. It seems like you two know each other well. I find it hard to believe you just met. Hey, how is it really? There's nothing between us. You know, if Yuka doesn't skip school in the same way that Makoto does, don't you know who this is? Do you not know who your teacher is on this seminar retreat, or what's going on there? There's nothing between us. Is that so? Really? And by the way, what were you talking about just now with Makoto-kun? Oh, nothing. Oh, is it a secret? Is it a secret between you two? I really don't know. I forgot once my buzz wore off. A non-committal response. Though I'm half lying. Now that I'm sober, I have a pretty good idea of what we talked about. After this, Saki ends up drowning, so we talked about how we can prevent it. Of course, I can't mention this. I glanced sideways at Izumi-san. What? there has to be specific scenes with Yuka, though. Yeah, we flash back to, like, specific scenes that we can get with her if you're, like, doing the well and true Yuka good route. But I was thinking about how this kind of honestly reminds me of my experience with Yuka, which is basically, I mean, we were spending a lot of time with Haruka, to be fair, but we were basically spending time with every other girl that wasn't Yuka. That was my experience essentially with her route, because I didn't know any better, and then it just kind of defaulted to Yuka. So it almost reminds me of that experience, which makes me think that maybe that's intentional. If you're wishy-washy, you just automatically default to Yuka, and that is a quote-unquote canon experience, the canon route. I glanced sideways at Izumi-san. Fortunately, it looks like she's already lost interest in the topic, enjoying the aroma of her freshly poured tea. Eventually, our conversation comes to a halt. I casually look towards the opposite side of the pool. Oh, what's this? Makoto, finally released by Haruka, has now been caught up by Saki. What could they be talking about? The two are laughing happily. Oh, no, I think it comes back. I think it's just coming back to Saki, specifically. I can hear Saki's distinctive laughter from here. I feel a prickling pain in my chest. Not only does my chest ache, but I begin to feel hot to the point that I have trouble breathing. For some reason, I feel nauseous. I should just look away. Yet I strangely can't take my eyes off them. It looks like Saki asked Makoto for a drink, so he's walking toward the concession stand. Watching Makoto-kun's retreating figure, I speak to Izumi-san. Hey, Izumi-san? Do you think doppelgangers exist? What are you talking about? Huh? When people are related by blood, their faces and personalities are often similar, right? When people are related by blood, their faces and personalities are often similar. I mean, well, I wouldn't say that you and Haruka look alike, but I guess personality-wise, you're both more low-key, so maybe you could say that. Then you and Kurumi don't look alike at all, and I mean, you don't look alike at all, and you act very differently as well, so, Even if two people have a completely different face and personality, is it possible for them to still be... Is it possible for them to still be similar to one another? Let me think about that. Izumi-san looks around for a moment. I guess it might be possible. This is such an out of left field thing to ask Yuka. It really is. It's like, it's more about cloning, honestly, and it's so poignant, honestly, that you decide to ask Izumi-san of all people. She gently gazes at the pool. Have you met someone like that, Yuka-chan? The gently rippling water surface sparkles under the sunlight. It sparkles like the night sky. No. I was just curious. But maybe I've had a bit too much to drink. Contrary to my words, I down another beer. Who knows how many I've had? It's bitter. At least this one is. Yuka, stop drinking. Stop doing it. As the sun sets and it gets cold, we decide to head back to Luna Beach. By then, I'm so intoxicated I can't walk by myself. And rightly so. I had consumed over 20 beers in total. Teacher, Miss Teacher, please stop her. But it's all Makoto's fault. Makoto was goofing off the whole time while I was worried. Left alone like that, I can't help but drink. Grumbling to myself, I kept drinking like I was pouring gasoline into an empty fuel tank. Eventually, both my anger and rational thinking were transported to some otherworldly dimension. Alright, 3:18 p.m. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take a break here, first break of the stream. Let me go over to Burb screen. Again, I started this route hoping for some specific answers about, like, hey, is this really time travel and stuff like that, and I do have a feeling that I'll be able to come to an answer by the end of this, so there is that. Right now it's interesting. It's interesting enough. I don't know what's happening. I don't know, like, are we saying that that Makoto may really be that clone. Going back to the Makoto clone theory, I don't know. But I'm still having a good time. I'm still enjoying this so far. So I think the issue I was having before was very much just like we just completed the Yuka route and now we're hopping to the Yuka Cure route, and that wasn't a good idea on my part. So yeah. Anyway, go ahead, stretch, get some water, all that good stuff. I'm gonna be doing the same, especially because I'm out of water. Just there's just no water. I will be right back in 3 minutes. So see you then. Alrighty, I am back. Let me go over to game screen. Alright, cool. Thank you for the welcome back. And before I forget, I will take a sip of water because you redeemed a hydrate earlier. Alright, cool. Thank you again. Alright, continuing. We go through Tsukihama on the way back the same way we came. I think I have to tab back in. Hold on. There we go. Makoto holds my hand, continually whispering in my ear. Listening, Yuka? Don't talk about Toro. Toro's a no-go fish. What'd you say? Toro's a goldfish? You really Makoto that? Toro's kind of soon. Whether my response irked him or simply because I reek of alcohol, Makoto frowns as if he'd bitten into some gross insect. Alright, let me rephrase it. Listen, Yuka, do not say I want to eat Toro, okay? This time, I can't understand a thing. But his whispers tickle my ear, so I just nod. Do you really understand? No, I don't understand. I don't understand. Oh my gosh, what a worry about. I get it. So just don't say Toro, right? Yes. I get it. Next time I go to a sushi restaurant, I'll order sea urchin. Yes, of course, Yuka. That's exactly what we're talking about. We're doomed, essentially. Okay. Let me go back over here. Hi, everyone! Kurumi-chan, completely recovered, greets us as we arrive at Luna Beach. That was a quick recovery. I'm jealous of her youth. In return, I say, I just realized something amazing. No dumb palindromes like Kurumi and Miruku. Boy, Makoto's good at dad jokes, huh? That was a joke that you came up with. Don't you remember that?
That's good. That's too good. Makoto, you're too funny. For a palindrome at a time like this. Makoto, you're such a geezer.
And then, after a good laugh, a certain desire wells up within me. I was gonna say, telling someone do not say this certain thing is almost like putting a big red button in a room and then being like, don't press it. Don't press it. It makes you want to press it, doesn't it? A certain desire wells up within me. A powerful emotion, unstoppable by reason, makes my whole body tremble. Huh? For some reason, Makoto's foaming at the mouth. But I can't be bothered by that now.
To the lighthouse.
Huh?
I want to go to the lighthouse.
Yeah, when did we do this? It's like the dialogue feels the same, but when did we do this? Wasn't this the IZUMI Cure Route that we did this? But I mean, we're hanging out with Saki, so... Makoto, rather, is hanging out with Saki. So it's not entirely the same, but this was... it's borrowing, basically, dialogue that we've already seen from different routes. It's just kind of with a different narration.
I want to go to the lighthouse. I want to go to the lighthouse.
And then we went to the lighthouse. You know, I've always found it funny that the word for fear of palindromes is in itself a palindrome. The fear of palindromes? What is the word for fear of palindromes? Also, there's a fear of palindromes? I guess it's like a fear of certain words, maybe like a what'd you call that? ibophobia. Ibophobia. Somebody was kind of just trolling when they made up the word. They were just like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's funny. I guess kind of more like, what would you call that? Like almost like a cursed word. It kind of reminds me, like people who don't say certain words because they think that they're cursed or something like that. Or maybe it's kind of like a OCD thing as well, where like certain things, like if you get really stuck up on certain things, I guess in that situation. But that's a new one for me. I've never heard of a fear of palindromes. And so, in order to see that lighthouse, we've come to Viewpoint Park at the tip of the cape. Everyone except Kurumi-chan and I stops at the path with the cherry trees. Thinking about it, it's the first time for Saki, Haruka, and Okiko-kun to see the cherry blossoms. Perhaps they're overwhelmed by the beauty. But anyways, to get my kicks, I joined Kurumi-chan in a bit of horseplay. Around and around and around the lighthouse we go, like little children. I chase after Kurumi like a child. I still haven't realized that due to my sudden request, I'd prevented a potentially disastrous incident. It feels like whoever made it up did so out of spite because they didn't believe the fear was real. Basically, yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like, honestly. We spend our time as we please in Viewpoint Park. Some admire the cherry trees, which are in full bloom. Others gaze out to sea. And some frolic innocently like children struggling to climb the lighthouse. Who do you think is trying to climb it? I'll just keep that a secret for now. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me, of course. And this beautiful sunset. By now, I've completely sobered up. The 7 of us are now lined up along the fence of the cape, watching the deep red sun sink below the horizon. Is it just my imagination, or is it descending much faster than usual? It's like a curtain is being pulled down. I feel a pang of nostalgia. Without thinking, I glance at the surrounding scenery. The landscape's dyed red by the setting sun. Everything in sight looks so red, like it's burning. It's currently 4:38 p.m. Saki's drowning has disappeared from this timeline. Now the fight between Saki and Haruka tomorrow will probably not happen. That's good, yay! There's nothing to worry about, but why do I feel unease spreading in my chest? A world shrouded in red. Anxiety filters through like sunlight through tree leaves. I start to tremble. And at that moment, I feel something touch my left hand. I look down to see Makoto holding it. He continues to look at the setting sun. His pleasant warmth transmits through me. It's like being wrapped in a down blanket. I feel myself calming down. I gently squeeze Makoto's hand. He responds with a slight squeeze of his own. Makoto stares into the silence. His cheeks are rosy, and that's not solely because of the setting sun. Amused, I stifle a laugh. Aw, that's sweet. Honestly, in this case, I mean, we could still, as we saw from the regular IZUMI route, Makoto has the potential to kind of to kind of want a harem route. So you know what? Who's to say, really? But also, I feel like this is a pretty clear indication that you don't have to worry about Saki. But you're worried about Saki because she gave like a very specific, I guess, look towards Yuka, and she doesn't know what that means, I guess. Amused, I stifle a laugh. I realize my heart has regained its tranquility. My anxiety has disappeared. I glance in the direction of the shrine. I want to stay like this for a while. Just for a little while. In this moment. Please allow me that much. Won't you, God of time? After waiting for the sun to completely set, we return to Luna Beach. This is the 3rd time we've seen the sunset on this island. Suddenly, I remember the promise I made with Makoto. Let's watch the sunrise together on the 7th. I still believe in the beauty of that sunset, of that unseen sunrise. There we go. For 8:14 p.m., we're treated to dinner at Luna Beach. After the meal, we bid farewell to Izumi-san and the others and head outside. And then... I almost forgot! Is this the Kurumi big bro little bro or whatever. No, Okun. For some reason I said little bro. No. Makoto decided to call you big bro. Yay. Both seem fine with their nicknames. We keep seeing this over and over and over again, and really it had like a striking relevance in the IZUMI Cure Route, and honestly, in no other route. In no other route was it really necessary to keep seeing this over and over and over again. Okun, big bro, the names are nostalgic enough to make me emotional. 8:23 p.m. Now Makoto and I are walking along Tsukiyama. The others take the coastal road just like last time. After parting ways with Kurumi-chan, Makoto and I, saying that we wanted to talk a bit alone, decide to take a different route. Whether Haruka and Okiko-kun sense something's off from our behavior or not, they don't pry very much. Only Saki seems to mutter her dissatisfaction before we part ways. Whatever, Saki. The moon floats alone in the sky. The round light is glowing faintly against the black ceiling of the heavens. The waves washing ashore from the pitch-black sea reflect the silver moonlight. Is the tide coming in or going out? The silvery waves simply surge and recede, surge and recede. The monotonous rhythm continues on. Things are going better than expected, huh? Yeah. Yes, things are indeed going well. If things continue like this, turning these 6 days into good history seems like a piece of cake. Hey. His gaze fixed on the sea, Makoto-kun speaks. What? I turn to him. The other bell is somewhere in this water, isn't it? Our lifeline. Yeah. And that bell will wash up on the beach tomorrow evening, won't it? Yeah. I nod while touching the bell in my pocket. In the last loop, I picked up the bell on this beach the following evening. So my intention is to search for the bell tomorrow. Honestly, I'm not even sure if the bells are even relevant at this point. I don't even know. Well, in the regular quote unquote time travel routes, I think it is. So it should be fine. It's not like the regular IZUMI route. It should be okay. So my intention is to search for the bell tomorrow. Wanna look for it together tomorrow? Nah, I'm not gonna look for it. You know what a time paradox is, right? I do, I don't. Is this a free choice? Usually these types of things are a free choice. But let me check. I don't is the correct answer, apparently. Never mind, it's not a free choice. The game needs to explain this to you. Needs to explain a time paradox to you. I don't. I've never heard of it, ever, in my entire life. What's a time paradox? It means contradictions that occur supposing time travel is possible. Whoa. The word supposing sounds especially absurd. To put it simply, let's say I use a time machine and go back to an era before my mom was born. If I were to prevent my mom's mom, my grandma, from marrying my grandpa, meaning something to prevent my mom from being born, then since my mom won't be born, I naturally won't be born either. Yet I still exist. Then what exactly am I becomes a question. But on the other hand, there's also the idea that history is good at balancing things out. So like in the example I mentioned earlier, even if your grandma doesn't give birth to your mom, she might be born to some other couple somewhere in the world, and eventually your mom and dad meet each other. That's not how that works. That's definitely not how that works. You would be a completely different person by that point. So then I'll be born, huh? That's the idea. The thought that no matter what we do, history won't change. That can't be. That definitely can't be true. No matter what we do, history won't change. I really don't like those words. Of course, that's just a theory, a game theory even. It's like Makoto's reading my mind. In essence, what I'm trying to say is, if you join in the search for the bell, we might not be able to find it. Exactly. Or we could end up finding it with no problems. in that case, isn't the probability the same either way? Also, we've done quite a few things differently in this loop. Saki didn't drown. You're right, the fact that we're here right now is already different from last time. So it's okay if we search together, right? The idea of searching for the bell alone is very discouraging. After all, Makoto has always been by my side. That's right, but for us, finding the bell is good history. I've thought about it. We'll change any negative history at all costs, but we aren't going to change any positive history. We're gonna let good history play out exactly as it is. I just have a bad feeling. For the first bell, we changed the time we searched for it, as well as the number of people, so the person who found it changed. That might happen again. Hopefully one of us will find it by chance. But someone else might pick it up before us. Yeah, Makoto, this is... I don't agree with this. This is pretty dumb. Slowly nodding, Makoto continues. This is not an easy problem. Yeah, I guess. There are a lot of fictional media that explore that theory, how certain events are canon and cannot be changed in history, but others can smudge the small details as long as those core events happen. Yeah, definitely, for sure. Even the idea that can we change Saki and Haruka fighting, and in some timelines we can, but it could have been entirely possible that was a canon event that can't be changed ever. In all of these different timelines and routes, this always happens. It always leads up to this moment. But the idea that if time travel were real, you would then be born to to different parents is you're not yourself at that point. Even if you have the exact same personality or same, whatever, you're a completely different person by that point. You're just not the same. And you'll feel that within your body. So I mean that part of the equation is definitely wrong. This is not an easy problem. This time we spent together has become so complex that we can't predict anything with certainty. History will surely change. No, we'll definitely make it change. I think it's safe to let any events that lead to positive outcomes repeat themselves. The history we should change and the history we shouldn't. If we can't predict anything with certainty, I want to trust my intuition. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. I'll just make sure that I definitely find it, because otherwise we're in trouble. I remain silent, gazing at the shore. The silvery waves simply surge and recede, surge and recede. The monotonous rhythm continues on. Is the tide coming in or going out? I remove my shoes and socks and walk out toward the water. The issue is that if the theory is true, there's no real way to tell what are canon events and what's not. I guess. But we're saying, Makoto brought it up in the context of if time travel is real. And you definitely can time travel and go back in time. I don't know. I prefer the Marty McFly theory of I don't know, it's pretty bad for you. You might fade out of existence if you mess things up. I just can't just the idea of you'll still be born but just to different parents at a different time and is factually incorrect. I remove my shoes and socks and walk toward the water. I dip my feet in the waves. It feels refreshingly cool. It's very pleasant. Feeling the gentle breeze blowing across the sea, I slowly turn around. Okay. Tomorrow I'll search for the bell alone. And I'm definitely gonna find it. And then she didn't find it. And then she proceeded to not find it. Because Kurumi will find it instead, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what's happening right now. I think we're not gonna find it. I still feel uncertain. I wish Makoto would search with me. But... Alright, it's in your hands, Yuka. I want to see him smile. I want to be Makoto's strength. I'm the only one who can do that for him, at least for now. Alright then. Suddenly, Makoto starts taking off his shoes and socks, tosses them aside. He runs towards me. You look like you're enjoying yourself so much, Yuka. Let me try that too. He smiles at my confusion. I notice our shadows are overlapping. The waves gently surge and recede beneath them. Our merged shadows continue to float on the water, never swept away by the waves. Makoto suddenly cries out. I look up to see a shooting star streak across the night sky. Woo, we've never had that before, I don't think. That's cool. In Makoto's example, you'd have to ask yourself what makes you, you. Is it who you're born to, different parents? Even in a new history, they still didn't know who their parents were. Did they change as a person? I mean, yes. Yes, they did. They did. To me, that's just like so factually like set in stone. But I guess you could be philosophical with it if you wanted to be, but I mean, the answer is yeah, you've changed. I look up to see a shooting star streaking across the night sky. I've got to make a wish. I do so in haste. Eventually, the shooting star vanishes beyond the horizon. Yuka? Did you just wish for something? What about you, Makoto? Well, I wish that you'll find the bell with no problems. You're not supposed to say the wish, I don't think. I don't think, at least. Really? And how about you, Yuka? It's a secret. What the hell, Yuka? Want me to tell you? Why else would I ask? Oh, that attitude really needs some work. I'm not gonna tell you now. You're so sneaky. You're really gonna let me tell you my wish and not tell me yours? It's not anything so amazing in the first place, so you don't have to get all mad. If it's not anything amazing, won't you tell me? Then someday, okay? Promise me? Promise. Better keep it. Yep. I will absolutely keep this promise. Yeah, I get it. Alright, then let's head back. I think the line there was, you should absolutely... Or I will follow up on this promise, or like, what, I think something like that, maybe. Anyway, alright, then let's head back. We pick up our shoes and socks and make for the lodge. While walking, I mentally repeat my wish. The wish I had made upon the Star of Hope. I wish to always be together. I wish that I'll be heard, even though I didn't say anything aloud. 9:27 p.m. I mean, the idea of like one person saying the wish out loud and the other person not saying it is, I think, fairly common, like a fairly common trope, not just specific to Uchikoshi. So I'm not willing to to really say, yes, obviously this, of course. But my first thought when seeing the scene like that was thinking about the scene with Date and Misaki, which was really it's a different context, of course. It's more like a parent and child, I guess, or like a guardian and child, but it's still very, very good. We talk about trivial stuff while climbing the hill. When the lodge begins to appear in the distance. Welcome back. Is that Saki? Hi, Saki. What's up? Yeah, I'm just out on a walk with Makoto. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? I'm sorry. Saki stands there, arms crossed. Huh? Why are you still here, Saki? You haven't gone back yet? I was worried. You two are so late coming back. Unfolding her arms, she slowly approaches us. But gosh, you two seem to be getting along quite well. She says, looking back and forth between Makoto and I. Her remark is oddly prickly. What? If you want to say something, say it. Saki changes her tone. Don't get mad. I was really worried, you know. Sorry, we talked quite a bit. Well, it's okay. I'm just glad you came back safely. Why does Yuka look so terrified? She really is. She's like, oh shoot. I mean, I do believe that you were genuinely worried for us, but also, is that all? Is that so? Their conversation's pissing me off. So, you said your part, right? We're gonna head back, so how about you head home too, Saki? I tug Makoto's arm, attempting to pass by her rather. Wait, I'm still not done. I want to talk to you, Yuka. Huh? Talk to me? Huh? Saki nods. What is it? So, listen. Saki glances briefly at Makoto. Maybe it's for the best to do this another time. Huh? No. Continue your thought. Makoto, you can just leave. You can just go. Is it about me? You can't talk when I'm here? Then I'll just go somewhere else. No, that's okay. I'll talk to you about it once I've thought a little more, Yuka. Yeah, I still haven't thought it through. What are you talking about? What are you saying? Saki has proceeded to just like not be relevant to the story at all this entire time. Honestly, you could, I mean, obviously her own route is her own route, but for the most part, you could really, it would take some serious changes, but you could really just cut her out of the entire story and have nothing be lost to a point that surprised me so much. It's just like, I keep calling for Saki. It's like, this is Saki's time to shine. And then it just isn't. It just literally isn't. So finally in the Yuka Cure Route, we seem to be getting that. Thank God. Thank the stars. Well, good night then. With that, she slips by me. As she passes, a sweet fragrance surrounds me. It's the scent of some flower. Saki soon disappears into the dark evening. Makoto and I remain looking at each other. 9:52 p.m. But what did she want to say? I don't understand. I take a bath, brush my teeth, change into my pajamas, and sit on my bed. Was she gonna say this is actually all an experiment? I don't know. I don't know what she was gonna say. Looking at the clock, it's almost 10 p.m. I'm really sleepy. I barely slept last night, and today was just as busy as yesterday. Without even checking if I locked the door, I flop onto bed. Tomorrow? What am I supposed to do tomorrow? I desperately try to figure out tomorrow's schedule in my head. Tomorrow, I'm supposed to play tennis after breakfast. During the break, we eat the sandwiches Saki made, and then we go shopping. I have to find the bell. The bell is the lifeline for Makoto and I. After that, we eat IZUMI-san's dinner. Honestly, how nice it is that everybody else decides to cook for us, to be honest. Huh? What are we going to have again? I forgot. IZUMI-san just feeds us so much. True, she's doing all of the cooking, like 80% of it. And then, I'm at my limit. I can't think of anything anymore. I wriggle, pushing my entire body under the blankets. I surrender myself to the otherworldly realm of rest. The world in front of my eyes disappears beyond a veil of white. I'm soon led into a pleasant sleep, and tonight, I have a different sort of dream. I'm dreaming. It's a fleeting tale seen only in the world of sleep. If I could call it a color, it'd be purple. A world dyed in purple. I like the color purple. In this purple world, a girl is crying. The girl looks like she just entered elementary school. She looks lost. She looks around her, her face contorted in anxiety, and starts sobbing again. Next to the girl, I see the figure of a boy. He seems close in age to the girl. The boy speaks. "You don't recognize this place?" Wiping away tears, the girl nods. "Hey, let's go talk to a police officer. They'll surely help you find the way back." "By the way, what's your name? I didn't ask for your name." "If you keep crying, I'll never learn your name, right?" Who's it this? Is this still the girl?
I want to go home.
That's right. The boy fishes for something in his pocket. Then he pulls out something small. "Here, this is for you. Don't cry, alright?" Taking the girl's hand, he gently drops it in her upturned palm. It's a small keychain. "See?" The boy smiles. The girl looks at the keychain, then the boy's face. She soon stops crying and then smiles.
"Thank you."
"Oh, prob. So what's your name?" Wiping her face with her sleeve, she awkwardly reveals her name.
My name is...
Um, um, huh? Yuka, right? Are we suggesting that the boy is Makoto? Maybe you met Makoto in the past? But that has not. But does Makoto have anything to do with the guy in middle school who died in the fire? Or I don't know. Anyway, it's Wednesday. Refreshing morning light streams in. The usual lethargy I feel upon waking up is completely gone this morning. I check my alarm clock. It's already past 8. I vaguely remember going to bed around 10 o'clock yesterday, so I slept roughly 10 hours. I jump out of bed and retrieve a small mirror from my bag. Oh man, 10 hours of sleep sounds great. Sounds really, really great. I peer into the mirror at my face. What a relief. Fortunately, my eyes aren't swollen, and my face isn't puffy. Oh my goodness. I sigh and begin changing clothes. I guess if you sleep a lot, do your eyes become puffy and stuff like that, and your face becomes puffy? I know, like, after everyone has kind of like their time. Basically, like, if you go to sleep and it kind of varies from day to day, but everyone has like their general time that they like to sleep. For me, if alarms weren't a thing and like society wasn't a thing, I probably sleep for 9 hours every day. For me, that's how long it takes for me to feel rested and wake up naturally. And if I sleep any longer than that, I just wake up and I feel miserable. And then, like, any 10 hours or whatever, it's like I feel awful. So, I mean, is that why? Because, like, my face is puffy? I was about to ask. I didn't know. I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, that's what I don't know about it either. Maybe your body's equilibrium goes out of whack if you lay down too long. Yeah, that's a pretty good theory, actually, about especially the effects of like laying down for longer than your body needs to. Yeah, that could be it. If I remember, I'll look it up after stream. I sigh and begin changing clothes. Come to think of it, that was a weird dream. For some reason, that dream left a strong impression on me. It was a fearful dream. If I had to describe it in a word, it was fearful. Like a bubble drifting on water. A fearful dream that, like a bubble, might burst at any moment. Well, whatever. I reassure myself and start untangling my bedhead. After all, it's such a pleasant morning. I want to go outside while it's still fresh and take a deep breath. Once I finish setting my hair, I head outside. Around 9 o'clock, Kurumi-chan arrives with French toast for breakfast. Wow, okay. We're getting breakfast too? Like, this is great. This is amazing. After a while, Makoto, Okiko-kun, and Haruka emerge from their rooms. Oh, so they were sleeping late too. Once everyone's together, I inform them that the plan for today is tennis. Of course, I know Makoto and Haruka are planning to go fishing. Good history stays as is. Makoto thinks that he and Haruka fishing is good history. I guess it is for Haruka, at least. Haruka's about to say something, but I interrupt her and speak to Okiko-kun. 9:46 a.m. Hey, Okiko-kun, I have a favor to ask you. What is it, Yuka-chan? I'd do anything for you. Okiko-kun's quite aware that Haruka's sitting next to me. Actually, today I forgot to reserve the court. That's so. But it's usually available, so that's cool, right? Yeah, but today I feel like it might be crowded. When I went for a walk earlier, I saw that a group of tourists arrived at another lodge nearby. Is that so? I see your point. So, could you go and make a reservation for us? Make a reservation? Like, right? Reservations are usually made, like, I don't know, even like a few hours in advance? How I want a reservation for like an hour from now? What do you want? What do you want me to do here? Or Makoto could always do it. Hey, Haruka, who should I ask? I don't really mind who goes. Glancing at Haruka, Okiko says, Alright then, I'll go right away.
Thanks, you are so reliable, Okiko-kun. You just leave it to me. Well then, Haruka-chan, I'll be going now. After aiming a sidelong glance at Haruka, Okiko briskly leaves the lodge. Not bad. Makoto, who had been watching the conversation in awe, finally speaks up. I reply with a wink. I don't know either. Oh, well, oops, that was Haruka's. There we go. There we go. Haruka and Kurumi-chan tilt their heads in confusion. Good morning, everyone. Saki, basket in hand, arrives a while later. Why did we do that? Why did we... Did I forget something? Why did we do that? Just like last time, Saki joins us at tennis. When she heard Makoto and Haruka wouldn't play, she looked a bit miffed, but didn't oppose it. No one attempts to stop Makoto and Haruka from going. And then... 10:12 a.m. Hey, what took so long? I've been waiting forever. I ended up reserving the entire court. What do you think? Now we can play to our heart's content. Oh, but I can't see Haruka-chan anywhere. Huh? Didn't I tell you? Makoto and Haruka are doing something else. Huh? Yuka is pretty good at handling Okiko. Honestly, as we've learned from the regular IZUMI route, Okiko is pretty friggin' dumb, unfortunately. So I'm pretty sure anyone can just say some stuff and Okiko believe it. Okiko would definitely believe it. Didn't you want less people to look for the bell? Yeah. But we're still here playing tennis. So I don't know. Was that necessary? Maybe I'm gonna leave during the middle of this to go look for the bell? Is that what it is? Dozens of rackets leaning against the bench all fall over. And so we start playing tennis. Maybe because I'm repeating the same match over and over, or because my mind's preoccupied with looking for the bell later, I don't particularly enjoy myself. Yeah, it's looking for the bell later. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Noon arrives. We have lunch, eating the sandwiches Saki had made. Is it just my imagination? Or do the ingredients in the sandwiches seem different from before? Is she friggin... Is she a time traveler? Is she a god? What is this? 1:33 p.m. After a post-lunch break, we start up again. In the afternoon, we have double match Yuka Kurumi versus Saki Okiko. And I want to take a sip of water because my voice is dying. Alright, I honestly didn't even realize how dehydrated I was today until I filled up my water bottle here and drank some water. In the afternoon, we had a doubles match, Yuka Kurumi versus Saki Okiko. I see. It's a close game, and I have no time to think about the bell. Is Saki better than before? She's evolving through time loops. I feel more strength in Saki's swings as she returns my smashes. Come to think of it, she's always had a strong competitive spirit. 2:32 p.m. Eventually, the intense match ends. Of course, we won. And Kurumi-chan and I leave the court. Saki, who lost the match, seems quite frustrated and decides to practice a bit more, calling it special training. I feel a bit bad for Okiko-kun, forced to accompany her. Thanks to Okiko-kun's reservation, the shower room is completely empty. Taking a shower after a match always feels good. Why did we need the reservation? I mean, when did we take the walk? Was that a real thing that happened? Surely we were lying. We've been Yuka this entire time. That wasn't... I don't know. After changing, Kurumi and I head to the shopping district. We plan on buying souvenirs. Yeah, I'm still with Kurumi. As we walk down the hill, I can't help but think about the bell. Can I really find it so easily? I really do feel anxious without Makoto. 2:58 p.m. I walk alongside the coastline heading east. Tsukiyama is just ahead. I feel increasingly uneasy. What if I can't find the bell? If I try to give the bell I'm carrying to Makoto, he probably wouldn't accept it. In that case, Makoto would reach April 6th without his bell. What if there's an unexpected accident? What if Makoto's life is put in danger? Then Makoto would actually die. I can't shake off this anxiety. I gaze at the long crescent of white sandy beach. Yeah, okay. There you go. Just making sure that I read that correctly. What if someone picked up the bell before I did? Or what if they're about to pick it up right now? It's quite conceivable. After all, history has changed significantly. What should I do now? Should I search for the bell first, or should I go shopping like before? I'm faced with a fateful choice. Very important choice. I'm guessing I have to save before this? Maybe you just need an excuse to get Okiko out of the way for Makoto and Haruka to go fishing. I mean, he would have objected to it, but to be honest, it always never ends up going his way anyway, so it doesn't even matter. He would have been like, no, I don't want to, but everything would have been fine anyway. He still would have ended up here. I'm guessing I have to save before this, but let's check the guide. Yes. At the next choice, create save 12. All right, cool. So let me check something real quick. Right, this route has 2 good ends for some reason. Let me check something. I can first go shopping. That's fine. And then the bad end is associated with save 13. So let's go ahead and do first shopping. We're probably gonna do that first. Let me go ahead, tab back into the game. Where are we? So this is right, I'm missing some. So that's 6, 11, and then 12. There we go. Under the night sky of infinity, Yuka Cure Route. Alright, first we're gonna do some shopping. Yippee! I decide to follow history as it happened last loop. Yuka-san! I notice Kurumi-chan's already far ahead of me. I pick up my pace and chase after her. We arrive at the shopping district around the same time as before. We enjoy shopping as we had the previous time. Even though it's the second time, I end up splurging again. I've just finished paying at the counter, both hands carrying paper bags filled to the brim. I decide to have everything delivered. Wait, we can do that? We can do that? Now Kurumi-chan is paying at the counter. While waiting for her, I decide to take another look around the store. Suddenly, my eyes are drawn to numerous keychains hanging on a nearby shelf. Yeah, the Neko whatever thing that you get. Ah, that's right. Last time I bought a keychain here. Not for anyone else, but as a souvenir for myself. I'm drawn toward the cluster of keychains as if beckoned. Then, to find the one I'm looking for, I go over each one. Oh, there it is. Yay! I see a keychain with a chubby cat mascot. Aw. For a while, I fiddle with the cat, feeling nostalgic. Last loop, I reluctantly parted with this keychain in exchange for the bell. Why am I so drawn to this keychain? I know, it's honestly kind of like Shibuya Scramble, like the Tama. Tama is like, why am I so drawn to this one necklace? I don't understand. But I just know I have to have it. It's like it reminds me of something. But what? Thanks for waiting, Yuka-san. Since we bought so much, they said they'll ship it for free. Yay! What's wrong, Yuka-san? Oh, it's just... I was thinking it's so cute. Wow, it looks like a cat from a manga. Its name Schroeder-kun, apparently. A cat from a manga, huh? Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, I'm gonna buy it. Excuse me, I'd like to buy this. Of course, I plan to give this cat a name of my own. An extraordinary name with extraordinary style. Nice to meet you. The second Nin Neko Pion. There we go. the Neko Pion of all Pions. 3:56 p.m. The white sandy beach spreads out before me. That name's a little on the nose, isn't it? Yeah, don't worry about it. I guess unrelated to anything, but I was volunteering at the animal shelter today. And I had spent time with, because I'm basically a new volunteer, and I was spending time with the kittens, and one I forgot that because I had a cat when I was younger, but I forgot that cats purr and dogs don't. So there's this one tiny little kitten who kept climbing up onto my lap and just like kept purring and just like crawling all over my legs, and eventually just kind of like settling down, and it's just like pet me. Cats are so cute, man. I kind of forgot about that. It's been a while. I don't usually see them. They're very, very adorable. Anyway, yes, Neko Pyongyang, whatever the fuck you're talking about. The white sandy beach spreads out before me. The beach, shaped like a crescent moon. It's just shaped like a crescent moon. Oh no! the waves repeatedly caress the sand like they're trying to hold on, hold back tears. I'm now looking for the bell that should be washed ashore. Should be washed ashore here. There we go. I was more referring to the Schroeder name. Oh, not the Neko Pyon name. The Schroeder name. Yeah. But to be fair, Kurumi had mentioned this before, and she's been mentioning this manga for a while, and I think she had mentioned before, it's like, yeah, that it kind of looks like the cat from that manga. So, but yes, Uchikoshi again being like, do you see the themes? Do you see the time travel themes? Let me tell you a little bit about this and that and the other. So very, very on the nose. Yes, I agree. In the distance, I can see Kurumi-chan. In the end, I decide to ask for her help. I lied to her that I lost a memento from my great-grandfather. I thought with Kurumi's helping, we'd definitely find it, and at this point, I don't think history would change drastically. I'm feeling confident that we will definitely find the bell. Eventually. I found it! Hey, Yuka-san, I found it! Kurumi-chan's got something in her hand. It sparkles in the sunlight. It's the bell. See? This is it, right? Right, Yuka-san? Yeah, this is it. You found it, Kurumi-chan. Really? Oh, what a relief. I worked really hard to find it. True, I think that Kurumi is really, really smart. She always ends up finding the bell quite often. I can see 2 bent twigs shaped like hooks in Kurumi-chan's other hand. However, I can't figure out at all how she used them to search for the bell. Just insanity, whatever. I guess it's because she's been reading that manga, whatever that manga is. Wow, Kurumi-chan, you're so fantastic. I gently pat Kurumi-chan's head. I collect the bell from Kurumi. The bell tinkles as it rolls around in the palm of my hand. 4 p.m. How's it going, Yuka? Find it? After a while, Makoto arrives at Tsukihama. He'd apparently mentioned to Haruka he had something to take care of and left for a bit. Despite everything, it seems he's still worried. Makoto's concern tickles me somehow, and I can't help but smile. Ta-da! I proudly show Makoto the bell in the palm of my hand. Now we've got our second lifeline. As soon as he speaks, Makoto sees Kurumi-chan and freezes. Oh yeah. Y'all didn't think about Kurumi? Kurumi-chan helped me. What? She said it was a memento from her great-grandfather. Yeah, this is also repeating dialogue, man. This happened sometime before. I worked really hard to find it, you know? So does that mean you were the one who found it, Kurumi? Yeah. I see. You're so awesome. Makuru. I accidentally mixed up their names together. Makuru. Makoto ruffles Kurumi-chan's hair. There we go. I'm having a hard time reading today, but I don't know. I'm making some funny mistakes, so. Well then, I gotta get back. Okay. See you later. Makoto turns to leave. I quickly approach him. Here. Whispering in his ear, I place the bell in Makoto's palm. In this position, Kurumi-chan can't see what's happening. This is for you, Makoto, okay? Saying that, I lightly bump my head against Makoto's shoulder. Aw, I don't have to worry about a thing anymore. What are you two doing, you little weirdos? Surprised, I jump away from Makoto. It's nothing, really. Nothing. It's definitely not nothing. You're way too suspicious this now. Is that so? Yeah. Kurumi squints her eyes suspiciously at both of us, furrowing her brows. See you later, Kurumi. Makoto tries to flee the scene. Wait, hold on, big bro! 4:37 p.m. After parting ways with Makoto, Kurumi-chan and I stay in Tsukihama, admiring the beautiful sunset before going home. No matter how many times I see it, it's always so magnificent. We sit in a daze as if our souls had been sucked away and realize we've been here for over an hour. By the time we return to the lodge, it's 6 p.m. 6:45 p.m. I sit on the living room sofa, lost in thought. It seems that, as I expected, there had been no clash between Saki and Haruka. While Izumi-san is preparing dinner in the kitchen, everyone else is doing their own thing. Haruka, sitting next to me, is watching TV, and Saki's standing by the window looking outside. Kurumi-chan sitting on the floor engrossed in origami. Okiko-kun sleeping in the loft, his face cooled with an ice pack. It seems Makoto punched the shit out of him. Whatever. Whatever. Makoto is setting the table while humming a song. It sounds like he's humming a popular song. But he sounds so comically off-key, I feel like I'm gonna burst into laughter. To put it simply, Makoto's tone deaf. I casually walk to the dining room. Makoto's taking out the plates from the cupboard, arranging them on the table. I just watch. I don't say anything, but silently observe this mess of a song. What's up, Yuka? Huh? Don't tell me you don't want to help with cooking, do you? Absolutely not, no matter what Izumi-san says. Oh, am I wrong? Yeah, you're wrong. Then what is it? Well, I just wanted to talk to you. Makoto's eyes move back and forth from the kitchen to the living room. Fortunately, no one seems to be coming. What's wrong? Something bothering you? Well, not really, but... Makoto approaches me quietly. Then he gently touches my hair with his hand. I can't move. It's like I'm paralyzed. I feel my insides start to tremor. I feel both reassured and anxious. Maybe because things are going too smoothly, yet moving too fast? I just feel so anxious. This is all I can say. Makoto continues to stroke my hair, as if soothing me. Don't worry. I'll take care of everything. So, Yuka, you don't have to do a thing. You don't have to worry, Yuka. Makoto's hand moves from my hair to my cheek. Okay. I can't help but feel an unlimited kindness. I feel like I'm being embraced. I don't want to forget this feeling, this warmth. I bury my face in Makoto's chest. Quite the romantic scene here. Is no one else watching this? Yuka? Hey, Yuka, where are you? No, I'm not anywhere. I'm definitely not near Makoto. Reflexively, we push each other away. Ah, there you are. Gosh, I was wondering where you went. What, having a secret meeting here? Oh, not at all. Don't worry. No, Yuka said she had nothing to do, so, I asked her if she could help me set the table. That's right. That's completely right. Well, fine. Yuka, got a second? I want to talk to you. What? Talk to me? Saki slowly nods. This is just like the other night. Does she want to continue that conversation? Surely she's not going to say something like, I have feelings for Makoto, because, I mean, you've hung out with him a grand total of 2 times, but I mean, there's like a grand total once at the pool and another time, at the very beginning, he said those words to you about, like, you don't have to you don't have to hide behind a wall. Surely that's not enough to get you to just immediately fall in love with him. Because he said that 5 minutes after meeting you. We leave the lodge. It seems to be something she doesn't want anyone else to hear. It's already completely dark and the slope ahead is dimly lit and hard to see. One's surroundings change a lot at night. I've been a pro at getting lost since I was a child, so I'm familiar with these words. Dense, overgrown trees surround the lodge. A faintly glowing full moon hangs at the top of the cedars. Saki's had her eyes on the moon since we came outside. Eventually, Saki finally speaks, her gaze unmoving. Yuka, you've noticed, haven't you? Something about Makoto-kun? That he's crazy? No, that he's tone deaf? What are we saying? Huh? Makoto-kun is really similar to him. Oh, yeah. Okay, so actually a more normal response. Yes, I've noticed. That boy from when we were in our 3rd year of middle school. You think so too, don't you, Yuka? Saki's eyes are fixed on me. I don't know what you're talking about. You're lying. You're lying to me. Why? Because you're not looking me in the eyes. You know that when you lie, you avoid eye contact, Yuka. If I've noticed something like that, then you must have known for a long time, Yuka. Because you really love that boy, Yuka. I had my doubts at first, too. But after talking with Makoto-kun a few times, I became sure of it. The first trigger was the argument at Luna Beach. That dispute over the pizza. Back in middle school, I had argued with that boy. Do you remember, Yuka? Back then, the boy was protecting a girl. And that girl wasn't Haruka-chan, but you, Yuka. Interesting. It's just about time for break. Hate to leave it on this white screen of death. It's blinding me. No. But it's just about time for the second break of the stream. So let me go over to Burb screen. Interesting. So it's a lot more normal than I'm making it out to be, honestly. A lot more of a normal route. It's really just the Yuka route from Yuka's perspective. Still interesting though. Still a little interesting. I just wish that the skip mode, I guess, was a little bit more... I mean, it is new dialogue, but still. Anyway, I will be right back in 3 minutes. Alrighty, I am back. Let me go ahead, go over to the game screen. Back to lights. Oh gosh. But yes, basically what I was saying is that I mean, it's mostly the exact same dialogue, so there is that. It's been a while since I've seen the regular Yuka route, so... But I'm having all these flashbacks of, like, things that have essentially happened. So it always feels like, I don't know if I need to see all this, I guess. Yeah, maybe it's just kind of like a pacing issue, but for the most part, that's kind of how I feel about it. It's still pretty interesting though. I'd say this route, as long as you've had some space between the regular Yuka route and this route, it's pretty bearable. Let me check something really quickly. I just want to know something. This is... What is this? This is 12, right? So this is gonna be 11, and then this is 10, 9, okay. I just wanted to make sure that I have a save prepared for the true grand finale, true end of the game, and I do. That boy told me, relax a bit, would you? This exhausting way of life doesn't suit you. Oh, I see. So he got that from the previous route, I guess, and he decided to use that line again because he thought it was such a banger line. Sure, whatever. And then Makoto-kun told me the same thing. I thought that the only person in the world who could say something to me so directly. I kind of remember that. I just wanted to know how much Makoto-kun is like him. Could it be that when you were shopping for rice, Did you fall off the bike on purpose? Why did you do that? You ended up getting hurt. At first, I didn't plan on it. I was just so curious about Makoto-kun, so I flung myself off the bike. But on the way back, we had a little accident. I'm not good with fast-moving vehicles, especially motorcycles and bicycles. Makoto-kun... Oh. Oh, no. This is the narration. I thought she was saying this in the moment as like a flashback. Never mind. Makoto-kun took advantage of my fear, found it amusing and accelerated. Yeah, we did do that. We did do that on the Saki route. Sorry about that. Isn't that just so rude? So I got so panicky, and before I knew it, I had my arms around Makoto's face, like covering his eyes. And Makoto accidentally crashed the bike? Yeah, the bicycle was completely total, but fortunately neither of us were seriously injured. I see, so not really that intentional. Just then, I came up with an idea about how to use this to find out more about Makoto-kun. So you pretended your leg was hurt. Exactly, I see. So just pretend. A girl who can't move, or the heavy rice. If faced with a situation where he has to choose one of the two, how would Makoto-kun handle it? 99.9% of people would choose to help the person. They're not gonna give a shit about the rice. They're not gonna care. I don't know if that's really like so indicative of Makoto's personality. If he were an ordinary boy, he would prioritize the girl, right? Yeah. But at Luna Beach, everyone was waiting eagerly for the rice to arrive. That's right. And after thinking about it, what Makoto did, because he didn't want to let anyone down, so he just decided to carry everything. I mean, good for him to be strong enough to do it. It's not that required, right? Well, you know the answer to that. And what I realized is, there's no doubt, Makoto-kun is just like that boy. Just lifts everyone and everything just to save the world. And you should know the reason for that best, right, Yuka? Because he's a clone? Clone? From then on, I started paying attention to Makoto-kun's words and actions, and I gradually became more convinced. His casual expressions, his gestures, everything is just so similar. But they're not alike at all, you know, their faces, their voices. Yeah, we said that before. Two people completely similar, yet look different. An accidental doppelganger, completely unrelated by blood. So we're trying to push the theory at this late in the game. It's just like so much. So much stuff. We put 3 things into a blender, and the 3 things were delusions becoming reality, and clones, and then doppelgangers that don't look similar, but are similar in spirit. Spiritual doppelgangers. And that's the 3 things that we put into the blender, and we were like, yeah, that makes sense. that should be fine. Okay, cool. This also isn't charging for some reason. Hello? Hello? Why is it not charging? Is this on? Hold on. There we go. Okay, cool. They have similar personalities, so that must mean they are doppelgangers. That must mean, of course. There's no other explanation for any of this. At this point, titles and theories don't matter. The only thing that matters is that they're undeniably similar. The 2 of them are just so similar. Yeah, it's like they're twins. Twins. Hey, Yuka, I'm gonna change the subject a bit. Are you okay with everything, Yuka? About the boy? I mean, he died in a fire in a tragic way, and I obviously loved him, so probably not. Probably not, to be honest. Let me put this over here. I'm fine now. I've forgotten so much. I'm lying. I'm lying that I've forgotten so much. I still remember. No, I've come to remember so many things. I'm fine now. Or that's what I want to believe. I see. I'm relieved to hear it. I see. So this is why this provides more context. There was that one time, I think it's in the Yuka Route, where Saki shows up. She like wakes you up when you're sleeping. You're sleeping in your room and she wakes you up and it's like, hey, I'm gonna tell you some deep dank backstory about this guy that she went to middle school with. And it's just like, why the fuck are you telling me this? Why'd you wake me up to tell me this? It's because she had this conversation with Yuka. I see. I'm relieved to hear it. Now I can make sure of things without holding back. Huh? But what are you talking about? Saki remains silent, returning a stiff smile. Leaving behind a sweet fragrance, she leaves. It's the sweet scent from before. I stand there, unable to understand what Saki meant. Ah, by the way. In front of the lodge stairs, she speaks without turning around. I forgot to say, but that boy, I really liked him too. Not this is not a good time to bring that up, Saki. Just not a good time at all to bring this up. Right after this conversation as well? Or are you lying about it just to get like Yuka to act on her feelings, to sort of spur her into the moment of it's now or never? Because I can't what? Because if true, why would you say that? 7:52 p.m. Izumi-san made curry for dinner just like last time, as this, this tense music plays. Unfortunately, I can't taste the food at all. Saki's words are swirling around in my head. I keep thinking about what they mean and can't eat much. Makoto-kun is just like that boy. Are you really okay with everything, Yuka, about the boy? Why does she need to ask me that? It won't benefit her in any way. Now I can make sure of things without holding back. Make sure of what? What does she want to make sure of after all this? I really like that boy too. I didn't know. I didn't know that Saki felt that way. I had no idea. But why tell me now? I don't get it, Saki. I think she has... I want to believe that she has good intentions here. In her own weird tsundere roundabout way, she does have good intentions. Or maybe I just don't want to understand. A sharp pain throbs in my chest. I keep my eyes on Saki and Makoto. Makoto's devouring his food with incredible speed. Saki's calmly eating, her expression composed. And Makoto meets my gaze. He looks worried, seemingly wanting to say something before he can. Hey, I have with a great idea. Yes, indeed, I have with a great idea. There's an old cemetery nearby. Oh boy. And we'll do a test of courage there. And there we go. There we go. We're off again. 8:04 p.m. I walk through the dim forest toward the abandoned graveyard. I'd completely forgotten about it, the test of courage we'd have tonight. I don't feel very enthusiastic about it this time either. Is it because it's scary? Or is it because I'm not in the mood to enjoy anything? I'm still mulling it over, what Saki meant. I find myself unconsciously looking for Makoto. I don't understand why. I just need him right now. It doesn't matter why I need him. I spot Makoto's back. I finally found him. But... what? Saki's right next to him. Unfortunately, I can't hear what they're talking about. Could this be what Saki meant by making sure of something? Makoto says something. Saki's surprised to hear it and smiles a bit. After they exchange a few words, Saki walks away from him. Makoto seems lost in thought. What exactly were they talking about? Did Saki say too much? I don't know, and there's no way to know. Huh? What happened, Yuka-chan? Why are you standing here? Yuka-chan? Suddenly, I start running. Running away, and I keep running. But what lies ahead? I don't remember much after that. Any vague memories I have are few and far between. Makoto and Saki were a pair. I was with Izumi-san. And in my confusion, I mistook a puppy jumping out of the bushes for a severed head. I can only remember those three things. I realize I'm lying on the sofa in the lounge. Makoto, saying he was tired, retires to his room. Saki, saying she has plans, returns to her villa. Do you not have that conversation right now? Do you have it on... This is supposed to be Wednesday, I think, in game. So was it Friday that she has that conversation, I think? I don't know what they talked about during the test of courage. The others have decided to go to the hot springs. Only Kurumi-chan will stay at the lodge and watch TV. I decided to go to the hot spring as well. I want to ease my fatigued heart, even if only a little. 10 p.m. While soaking in milky white water, I think about Saki and Makoto. The reason why Saki is obsessed with Makoto. I've already figured out most of the answer. No, I've actually known from the very beginning. I was just pretending not to notice, delaying the answer. Saki said she loved that boy. And she said she's convinced that Makoto is similar to him. Surely Saki must be in love with Makoto. My chest squeezes painfully. Why do I care so much about the two? I should just ignore them. If I don't pay any attention to them, things will get easier. But I can't take my eyes off them. I have such an unpleasant feeling swirling around in my heart. 10:12 p.m. Sitting near the edge of the onsen pool, I expose my heated body to the cool night breeze. I feel dizzy. Maybe I soaked for too long, but thankfully the unpleasant feelings from earlier have started to fade. I space out and look toward the twinkling sky. Thousands of stars crowd together as if the pitch-black night sky were adorned with jewels. But it can't compare to the starry sky Makoto and I saw that night. Nevertheless, it's a beauty. There's a beauty that moves my heart. There we go. Are you okay, Yuka-chan? Izumi-san. I think I soaked a little too long. I'll be fine. I just need to cool off. I see. Izumi-san quietly sits down next to me. Yuka-chan, you've looked pale since dinner. Did something happen? You can tell me if you want. I look at my feet, still submerged in water, then look up at the sky again. The white steam disappears into the black sky, as if being sucked up into it. Looking up at the starry sky, I sway my legs in the water, and I slowly open my mouth to speak. The stars... The stars are so beautiful, aren't they? Yeah. Do you remember what we talked about at the pool the other day? About doppelgangers. Oh. Actually, I met a doppelganger recently. The doppelganger is just like a classmate from my middle school, but he looks nothing like him. Looks nothing like him. Though they don't physically look similar at all. Aren't doppelgangers, like, traditionally, they're kind of like clones. Like, they're supposed to look and act quite similar to you by default. I don't know if they have the same genetic makeup in the same way that, like, clones would. I guess clone is more sci-fi, whereas doppelganger is more fantasy, but they're still the same the same concept. It's just that in this game, for some reason, they're differentiating it by saying it's like they don't look physically similar. Okay. I see. I first shared a class with the boy in the 3rd year of middle school. I have a lot of memories with him. It was the 3rd year of middle school, first term. Now that I think about it, it was such a wonderful time. The best time in my life. The days were filled with the greatest surprises and joys. I gently raise my arm and point to the southern sky. Izumi-san's gaze follows my finger. That's Leo. One of the many constellations in the spring night sky. It looks like an upside-down question mark. It's sandwiched between Virgo and Cancer. It's my zodiac sign. One of the memories I can't forget. Rising steam makes the jeweled sky sway back and forth, as if beckoning me to return to the past. It was June of our 3rd year during our school trip. It was a different environment, a different feeling from the usual. I think doppelganger is just someone else who looks like you without having any connection to you. The supernatural version would be a changeling. I guess, yeah. It's been a long time since I've heard like I don't even know where the myth of the doppelganger comes from. To me, it's more of an urban legend more than anything else. Of like, if you see your doppelganger, you have to, I don't know, you have to do something within 3 days, or the doppelganger will become you. Essentially, that's how. To me, that's how it is. But I mean, if they, usually people are like, "Hey, I saw you the other day. You were by the school gate. What happened?" And it's like, "I wasn't by the school gate." And usually they have enough of a grasp on your personality that they can fool your friends and family and stuff like that. And that's why you have to do something within 3 days. Otherwise, they consume your entire life because they can just do that. But yeah, I can see the connection then to changeling as well. I couldn't get used to that atmosphere, so I couldn't fall asleep that day. For a little while, we were all talking about silly stuff, about who likes who and who dislikes who, but everyone had fallen asleep without me realizing it. I was left alone, staring up at an unfamiliar ceiling. Eventually, I got up from my futon to look out the window. The stars were just so beautiful. I couldn't stay still, so I quietly slipped by the watchful eyes of the teachers and went outside the hotel. Oh, this is the day. This is the day of the fire. Okay. Or the night, rather, of the fire. Oh my. Intoxicated with a sense of adventure, I went out to gaze at the beautiful starry sky. Then I suddenly sensed someone behind me, so I turned around. I thought I'd been caught by a teacher, but it wasn't a teacher, nor was it a stranger. Was it that boy? Yeah. I asked him, "Why did you come outside?" And he said, "I couldn't sleep at all," and forced a smile. I don't have, it's Yuka recounting the event, so I don't have to do his voice. Kindred spirits. I wonder. We sat side by side and watched the stars together. We didn't talk while we were looking, and I felt awkward, restless. Then suddenly, he spoke to me. "Yuka, what's your sign?" he asked me. Yuka, what's your sign? There we go. Now I have to do the voice. Huh? Your zodiac sign. Like Aries, Virgo, He's an astrology boy, apparently. Oh, yeah. I'm a Leo. A Leo, huh? Unfortunately, you can't see Leo now, but it'll appear around April. The man-eating lion in the Nemean forest, slain by the hero Hercules. That's Leo. The man-eating lion? Yeah. That's not romantic at all. I can't do anything about that. And what about you? What's your sign? Me? The boy told me various myths about the star signs, including his own zodiac sign. He had a calm, soft, gentle voice. And we don't clarify what his zodiac sign is, I guess, because Makoto is supposedly supposed to be a quote-unquote, like, faceless protagonist. Even though, I don't know. His personality definitely does change from route to route, but I mean, in this one, it does feel more distinct than... This one, the Yuka Cure Route, and then the other one, the IZUMI Cure Route, I feel like he has more of a distinct personality than any of the other ones, so it's a little bit different. He had a calming, soft, gentle voice. The myth of the 12 constellations don't seem very romantic, do they? It's all about things being defeated, transformed, abducted, and such. You're selfish. Well, it's true. It's all like that. It's boring. Alright, then I'll tell you, selfish princess, one romantic story. Very well, do proceed. Jeez, aren't you getting carried away, princess? This is also a constellation we can't see now. What constellation? Gemini. It's about a pair of twins. Very close to each other. If Makoto had a twin brother who he doesn't remember, and we find out this late into the story... No. No. Spiritual twins. They're just very, very similar. It's okay. Don't think about it too hard, Courie. You're gonna give yourself a headache. No. I'm cooking too much with the game. I just gotta learn to relax. Relax, and see where the story goes. It's about a pair of twins, very close to each other. Their names were Castor and Pollux. Persona 3 lore. They were twins born to the great god Zeus, who had transformed into a swan, and Leda, the queen of Sparta. The older brother Castor was a master swordsman. The younger brother Pollux was not only immortal, but also an expert in boxing and equestrian skills. There we go. But during the war, Castor was hit by a stray arrow and died. Oh my god, another death! Oh my god, can't they stop? Can't they stop dying? Be quiet and listen, I'm not done. Oops. Grieving for the death of his brother, Pollux tried to kill himself too. The two brothers were always together, no matter what. They were born together, so even when they died, they wanted to be together, right? Yeah. But Pollux was immortal, so no matter what he did, he couldn't die. So Pollux begged Zeus. Is this even late? I thought you could have done this route much sooner, but just chose not to. I mean, yeah, but there's also... I mean, there's no way. There is literally no way that, the game expects you to do this right immediately after the Yuka route, which is when I had originally started this route. There's no way that the developers expected you to do that. And that's why it has its own section as like the append story of like, you're meant to do this sometime. Maybe go do another route, 2 routes, 3 routes. I mean, they could, and it could be relatively like in the middle of the playthrough early on, middle or towards the end of the route. I'm pretty sure the developers expected that from the player. Release me from my immortality. Feeling sorry for Pollux, whatever, left behind like this, Zeus granted him his wish. Thus, the two were lifted up into the sky, becoming the constellation that shines in the winter. What do you think? Where's the romance in that? I wanted you to feel a sense of beautiful brotherly love. But I get it. If you don't feel the romanticism, it must be because you lack sensitivity. How rude! The boy laughed as he saw me pout. Seeing his innocent laughter, I couldn't help but laugh too. My heart felt so warm in the cool night air. I really liked that boy. I loved him. But I was never able to tell him how I felt. I see. And eventually, another person just like that boy appeared before me. Even though their face and voice are different, I feel the two are just so similar. I realize I'm now constantly thinking about this person. Yuka-chan, do you love this person? I don't know. But maybe. Is it really okay to fall for someone like this? I think it's fine. I believe the catalyst for falling in love with someone can take many forms. What matters is that the feelings are mutual. No matter how much two people may resemble one another, each person is still an individual. In the end, it depends on your feelings as well as the other person's. I'm sure Makoto-kun also loves you, Yuka-chan. Huh? Well, shall we get out soon? I mean, it's obvious you're talking about Makoto. Who else could you be talking about? Izumi-san, why did you say Makoto's name just now? Now, I wonder. Izumi-san heads toward the changing room with a face saying, I know all. I mean, I just have basic freaking comprehension. I know. I've been looking at you two. I know. I submerge myself up to the nose in hot water. My face starts to heat up. How did she find me out? You're not subtle. I mutter in the bubbling water. The stars in the sky blink brightly as if laughing at me. All right, April 4th, Thursday. (10:18 a.m.) All right. Well, with that, let me go ahead and save. Not here. Not here. Not here. Where do we want to save? Just in case we save this here and save at number 17. Let's do 17. Okay. When escaping beyond infinity, Yuka Cure Route. Alright, well that was some more Never 7, the End of Infinity. Still a pretty extensive route. It's a little bit different. Usually with Makoto, we have the first week, and that has quite a bit of difference. Well, is it structured that differently, actually? Usually the first week, and we have some new scenes with the character, and then the second week, the loop week, I guess you could say, is very, very different. But only to an extent, really. This one, we skipped over the first week entirely. It's just kind of like, you know what this is. This is technically the third time that we're playing through the route. Glad that I took the break in between it. I'm still enjoying it. I'm still enjoying my time with it. I like seeing the characters from other people's perspectives, even though it tends to be pretty focused. Like, Yuka is very focused on Makoto, and therefore, when Izumi is talking with her, it's like advice about her love and therefore Makoto and stuff like that. So it's pretty focused, but I still like the idea of seeing different characters from different perspectives and seeing Izumi from that perspective. I forgot Izumi was like this. I forgot that I liked Izumi so much like this. You know, it kind of, you know, the regular Izumi route and Izumi Cure route kind of did a number on her character for me, at the very least. But I forgot that she was like this, even with Makoto, honestly, where she felt like this pillar of like, hey, you can rely on me, you can talk to me if you need to. So yeah, I'm glad. I'm happy with where the story is going. I'm looking forward to seeing the end of it. I'm guessing we might have, in terms of, because I see here the grand finale, and the grand finale is not that. I mean, I don't have to make a lot of choices, apparently. So I'm guessing it's relatively not that long. I think it picks up from the Izumi Cure route, actually. So I'm not entirely sure. But I'm gonna say, well, like 2 more streams. 2 more streams of Never 7 to be safe. So yeah, we are very much reaching the end. I still want, I think I've gotten my answer now, though, which is very much, time travel is real. Time travel is real, and I think that you could take all of the routes of this game and then put them separately from the Izumi Cure route and the regular Izumi route, and just consider them 2 separate things, honestly. They're almost like 2 separate games, and like the entirety of the Izumi route is just to mess with you in your brain. That's all it is. That really is all it is. So yeah, that's how it goes. We are approaching the end finally. It has been a while. It's been quite a while. I don't know if it's taken longer than Shibuya Scramble. It might have. It might have, or maybe just about the same time. But yeah, the end of an era, so to speak. But let me go ahead and look for somebody to raid if anyone is online. Might not be. Oh, no one is online. No one is online today. No one's online, so I will send you off into the void. Let me go over to ending screen. Yippee! Alright. Oh, we made some good progress today. If you are here, thank you so much for hanging out for a little bit. I really appreciate it. I will be back with some more of this game next week. And I will be back with some Date Everything on Sunday? On Sunday, I believe. So, yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day or night or whatever time it is. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye-bye.